Hey everybody, welcome to Mary B's and my actually Monday night now, isn't it? God, I don't even know what day it is. Monday night psych night on projection. And thank you for being here, Mary B.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I know we've had to put this off a couple times, but I'm very excited to do this, especially after today. I'm going to be totally honest. Let's talk a little bit. Did you watch all of the Kelsey Fitzsimmons today?
I didn't catch all of it. I caught a bunch and then I've been hearing other stuff. So
Okay. Yeah, I listened to it all. I with Baker. I didn't chat a lot, and it's probably good that I didn't because by the time I was done watching it, by the time it was over for the day, I went on live, earlier to do my daily Karen Reed stream, and I don't know if you heard the beginning, but what started out as I thought maybe like a 10-15 minute rant turned into like an hour and a half.
it happens.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, I was just so like part of it is not even angry at what happened today because in all honesty, nothing's damning. I mean, there's no evidence whatsoever,
Mhm.
especially as of today, um, pointing towards her guilt. And I think my biggest thing was how angry his sister was. Did you see her testimony?
I did. I think that's pretty much like all I saw.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You could definitely, I think I said, how did I put it earlier? Figuratively see the steam coming out of her ears. She's so
Right. Right.
mad.
She seemed overly prepared.
Yes. And, you know,
Oh,
what,
you mean the one that walked out?
yes, the one,
Oh,
no, the one that was on the stand, and when because she kept wanting to say things that she shouldn't have and wasn't allowed to say because Brado kept stopping her and was like, dude, if she doesn't know how to follow directions, I recommend we strike her entire testimony. Like
right.
he
Yeah.
literally was getting fed up, and this was the first freaking witness. It's
Yeah.
it was a really when she was, especially her being the first person to testify and her trying to do all that was just, it was already angering because she really had nothing to provide for the Commonwealth. She has her in her knowledge and anything besides her being outside had no bearing on what happened in that room. So why she testified, I still don't understand.
Yeah, and it seems like it's frustrating too because it seems like that entire family is just a bunch of entitled brats who always get their way.
Exactly. And
And
I truly believe the family is behind this more than Justin is. I mean, he just doesn't seem like he cares much at all.
no, he doesn't, but there was some way that he believed that the situation would benefit him and that's why he did it, whether someone had convinced him of that or he just wanted her out of his life but knew he couldn't get her out of his life because they have a kid together, but yeah, it's just they just definitely are they're just a special breed of human that are the type that I dislike.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I don't know because I talked about it quite a bit earlier. I know you stopped in on my live earlier because I don't want to keep repeating myself, but there is something that I just keeps going over, and the more I think about it, the more I talk to people about it. And getting other people's opinion on Noonan's testimony. Now, if you didn't see it, I definitely recommend watching his direct because his cross will be tomorrow with
Yeah.
Brado, which I'm truly anxious to see. Because I'm interested in getting everyone's thoughts. Most of the people that I've talked to kind of seem to agree with me that he's not really credible. However, I have slightly had a slight discussion with about two people in particular that kind of felt he was credible, that he didn't really say anything that um, gave him any reason to doubt what he said. And and my biggest thing is, number one, this isn't his first story. We have to remember that the Commonwealth and Noonan have switched technically what happened in that room like 4 times.
Yep.
And right there is a problem. And
I
then
mean,
go ahead.
for all that I could see from him, because that's when I think I took a little nap today, and that's when I fell asleep, was in his testimony. But he just
Mhm.
seemed very calm,
Mhm.
and and like this should be something that bothers him.
Yes.
It
Thank you
doesn't.
for saying that.
It doesn't seem to.
Yeah, see, okay, so this is what I stated earlier was, and this is what I said to Kazi, because Kazi kind of said he didn't really say he believed him, but he kind of was like, well, I didn't see him really as not credible either. But I said what makes him completely not credible to me is that you have to realize that this is a cop who shot another cop
Right.
and literally had no feeling on the matter, showed
Mhm.
no emotion on the stand. And first thing he talks about is how he don't know Kelsey. She was on maternity leave most of the time I worked there. Like, and this is after knowing the statement Kelsey made, kind of, backing him up in a way, by saying, this is a man who I went through this emotional thing with on the job. We shared kind of a connection with, because we suffered this trauma together, going to, responding to a self-unaliving. And he was there for her. And then for him to come on that stand is like, I don't really know her.
Right.
And yeah. And yet you are a cop and you shot a fellow cop, whether you know him or not. Supposedly becoming a cop, you instantly inherit what, 50,000 brothers and sisters. That's how cops talk, like the
Yep.
minute you become a cop, your fellow cop is your sister or your brother. And he walks on that and sits there and talks about what he did to her and what happened in that room with no emotion. And just like that's what bothered me and felt that he made him not credible to me.
Well, yeah, and I think another thing that, and of course, I tend to bring this into everything, so don't get pissed at me, people, but is it maybe the fact that he only sees cops as brothers and not necessarily sisters?
Could be.
But I mean, even if like, and cops, that was a death shot. He shot her in the chest. It
Yes.
should have killed her,
Yes.
and to have no emotion when you shoot anybody like that, not even
Yes.
a cop, like that's a human life that
Yep.
you almost took. And I really don't feel comfortable with officers who don't seem to have any, regard for a human life. You can't just kill people. Like
Yes.
that's not okay. I don't, whether you feel fear for your life, like that's part of your job, like being, like, and I appreciate, first responders and all that shit, but like you're in a job where that's one of the risks you take, right? You've signed on for that. So you can't just like go shooting people when you feel threatened, like shooting someone to death without any feeling of remorse or sadness about it. Like even if you had to, you should feel sad.
Yes.
So
And
I don't know.
I totally agree with you. I said something or basically about that. Like if you're going to be a cop, like you expect that you're doing this because you have empathy and you care for your fellow human being and you want to protect them, right? So how do you do something like that? Like you said, whether you shot a cop or a fellow, just a citizen, a fellow human being, it doesn't matter if they're a cop. You should have some emotion. And I said earlier too, like hypothetically speaking, because I truly don't think that's the case, but hypothetically, let's say everything he said was true. That's exactly what happened. And yet he could still go up there and show no emotion. To
Mhm.
me was just crazy. And it's easier to show real emotion when it's true than it
Mm.
is to show fake emotion when it's not true. And I think he chose to lie, and
Mhm.
that's why he couldn't show emotion, because he couldn't fake it.
Right, because it wasn't the real situation. Like if you're
Mm.
recounting a situation that actually happened that was emotional, then you're gonna get emotional. But if
Yeah,
you're recounting a situation that you made up, then it's easy to, not feel anything in that moment because it didn't really happen to you.
exactly. Yep. And it's truly sad. I think just anyone who's a mom or has, close family, anyone who, has someone close to them, whether they're a mom, sister, brother, best friend, it doesn't even matter. I can't imagine being separated from someone that is your 4-month-old baby or your best friend or your mother, something like that, just having them basically ripped out of your arms at what she went through, and just seeing now it's been almost a year, and what she's still having to suffer every day. It's really heartbreaking, and it's hard. I'll be honest, it's hard to watch. It's hard to sit there and listen to this and realize what she's gone through. But I think it's extremely important that this stuff gets, spread as far and wide as possible.
Yeah, and I like how it's all being done. I really like the bench trial thing, because I hate to say it once again, when when women are being tried by a jury, it's very judgmental. There's a lot of judgment going on, a lot more than a man. Everything that she does, every face that she makes, every sound that she makes, the tone of her voice, everything comes
Mm-hmm.
into consideration with a jury. So a judge that's looking at it from a purely professional manner and looking at it from the law doesn't take any of that into consideration. So I think it was the right move.
I do too. I'll be honest. Jeannie Lynn actually asked me my opinion on the bench versus jury trial, and I talked a little bit about it earlier because at first I think I was kind of with a lot of people who are like, "Oh my God, no, don't! Why are you doing a bench jury?" And then it didn't take me long to really think about the pros and cons. And I think the first and biggest thing to me, especially like you just said, mentally and psychologically speaking, it takes the emotion out of a jury, because jury, as much as they're technically not supposed to bring in emotion, that's what they do. That's why some defense attorneys go for, jury nullification. It's kind of inevitable that
Hmm.
jurors are going to bring the emotion into it. And with a bench trial, like you said, the judge is going to strictly is based on facts and facts alone.
Right. Yep. I think it was a good move.
Yeah. And another thing that I didn't even think about, yesterday I caught the tail end of Nurse Kim and Betterow yesterday, and Betterow made a really good point too. In the bench trial, there's no hung jury. It's going to be over one way or another in a couple days.
Right.
So that's also a bonus.
Yeah. I mean, like it's so difficult to go through this kind of a trial, just like going over all of those difficult moments and
Yeah,
having to live it all. So just having to do it only once is the best move for her.
for
And
sure.
it should come out right, because I mean, once again, they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she, pointed the gun at him. And I don't think they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I think that again is great. Only after thinking about it though did I really grasp that this is probably the best way to go with the bench trial, and and that's going to be the best for her, knowing that most likely she's going to be found not guilty. I mean, I don't think that she could be, but you just never know. Unfortunately, it's Massachusetts. So
Yeah. Yep. I hope I
unfortunately,
never get framed for anything. That's what I'm saying.
right. Ugh. I am thankful every day. It was so funny. I made a comment earlier. Stephen was telling me about because I was talking about the cost of groceries. If you've heard my streams this week, I've talked about my financial situation, this and that, and I was just talking about how expensive groceries were. And he was talking about a market that you guys there, what's it called now? Basket market, but
Market basket. Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, market basket. That market basket, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, he was telling me the big long story about how like people went on strike there because they tried to oust the CEO, and
Hmm.
how they've always been just like a great place to shop because they care about their customers, they care about their employees, they keep their prices low. Basically, their owners aren't greedy. And
Exactly.
yeah, and I'm like, I told him, I said, probably the first time I've ever wished I could be in Massachusetts is to do some grocery shopping.
Well, the only problem with Market Basket is it's always packed.
Oh,
Always packed. Like I can't go there. It's just like I can't stand crowded stores.
I'm with you there. That's my anxiety disorder. Like I can't. That's why I can't go shopping anywhere near Christmas. Like I
Yes.
um and it and when I try to explain to people, it's not the people. I'm a people person. I mean, you can tell when you talk to me one time, I'm an outgoing person. I can talk to anybody and have a conversation, it's not the people, it's the chaosness of it. Like
Right.
when I the easiest way I can ever explain it to people is when you go shopping on Christmas, people are going every which way. There are people everywhere. There's people that are angry, people are happy, people are it's just chaos. But when, like, let's say I can go to like a hockey game or a football game, because when I go there, everyone's going in, and when I leave, everyone's going out. I do not get out of my seat and go get food in the middle of the game, because that's when everyone's going every which way. I can't do it. But going in, everyone's going one way, and going out, everyone's going one way. So that is what the difference is.
Yeah, exactly. Like I used to only go Christmas shopping, like back before online shopping was a thing. I would only go like on like snowstorms because everyone else was too afraid to go out. And when I had to, I always hated Christmas for this reason, because having to go get gifts is the most stressful thing in the world to me. And when I finally went, it would be like 2 days before Christmas, December 23rd, when everything was open until like midnight, and I'd go at like 9 o'clock at night and just go to Target, buy everything off the end caps, and
Mm-hmm.
then just like dole them out to people I didn't even know if they'd want them.
There you go.
It was way too stressful for me. I was like, I can't do this. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, now that I've gotten older and my son isn't, he's an adult now, so it's not like I go Christmas shopping for toys and things like that. Like, and my social circle as I get older is smaller and smaller. So whenever I need to get a gift now, I just order it online and be done with it because I
Exactly.
can't handle it.
Nope, me neither.
I just want to address everyone that's here. Thank you guys all for showing up. Maylin and Care Bear is here, and let's see. Angel Baby's here.
Angel baby.
Yeah, thank you guys. And James is here. He was here earlier too, talking about the Market Basket place. I guess there was documentaries done on it too. So I'm gonna check those out. I'm just interested. That stuff, when people just have good hearts, especially when you're like in a business and you're in it
Yep.
to basically make money, but you can still have like a heart and caring for the people that work for you and the people that you're supplying. It makes you feel good, because it's rare these days.
Yep, agreed.
Noodle Mama, hey. Thank you
Hi.
for coming. Let's see who else we got here. God, my eyesight is getting so bad as I get older, I tell you.
Hey, Cheryl.
Cheryl's here. Woohoo! Hey. Crispy Treats here too. Hey, girl.
Crispy treat.
And Fresh Brown Eyes. Hey, guys. Thank you guys all for being here. So after talking a little bit of Kelsey, I guess we could get into our projection, which is what we had planned to do originally and have postponed a couple times. But like I said, I think when we first talked about doing this stream, we both kind of agreed we'd kind of just wing it. I'm gonna be honest, I had clips set for Thursday or Friday, whatever day it was. We had it scheduled again, and of course I forgot to pull them back up. So if there's anything in particular someone specifically wants to go over, please let me know. Otherwise, I know Angie M gave me carte blanche basically to use her videos. I know she does a lot of clipping. I'll be honest, I'm very bad at clipping.
Same.
Yeah, I'm not good with it. So that's something we can go over. But I mean, we can just start, and first and foremost, I guess, I mean, most people, I would assume, know what projection is. I mean, like I had stated before in talking about this concept and doing this stream, especially regarding the car crew / Hoodboogers / fucktards, as I call them, whatever you want to call them. It's simply put, projection is when you take something that about yourself and put it on other people. I mean, that's as simply put as you can get. Seeing in other people what you really see in yourself and blaming them for the things that you are or slash do. And I think JFK especially is prime example number one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so as I dig through some clips here, how I mean, I gotta be honest, since I only joined starting watching you guys in Rat House Media, what in just beginning of December. So it's been 1, 2, 3, over 3 months now, right? So almost 4 months. How long have you guys really been? I know you guys have been covering Turtle Boy since the very beginning, but how long have you guys been digging into the car crews? Let's just call them that, because I call them fucktards, and people are like, "Who the fuck you talking about?" So let's
Which
just.
one?
I know exactly. So let's say car crew for sake of saying which one we're talking about. So, how long have you guys really been going over them now and then? Just like when was the first time you were aware of who JFK was and who that crew was?
Well, I believe in trial one, I was watching them as a fan.
Oh, okay.
They did a lot of going over the waterfall video over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It was something different. It was late night. Everyone was kind of like on the same page. They played their music and stuff like that. And it was just kind of like seen as a fun, different place to go where it wasn't just all like trial coverage and all that
Right.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we met a lot of the rats in there. That's where a lot of us became acquainted. And they were they were always kind of trying to take some hot takes. No one really ever took them serious. I don't know. Did you hear about the calls from Kevin from South Boston?
No.
Okay, so um, I didn't know who they were until all of a sudden everyone was saying it wasn't trial one. Oh, maybe it wasn't trial. I thought it was because they were around in trial one, or right after trial one. So
Right after trial one. Okay.
the in between, and they were talking about the waterfall video, which they assumed that the only reason that the waterfall video was discussed a lot during the second trial was because of them, which it was really because of microdots. But anyway,
Right. Exactly.
I was listening to someone else, either Turtle Boy or Glare or something, and everyone's like, "Oh, did you know that Higgins called into the JFK show?" And I'm like, "What? What's the JFK show? I've never even heard of him." And everyone was talking about this Higgins call and that Higgins called in. And if someone can find that video, that would be
Oh yeah,
awesome.
someone can find. I didn't wait. So what were they faking calls from Higgins or what?
Well, I mean, that's still a point of conjecture here. A lot of people still
Oh,
believe that it was him. So he called in and said his name was Kevin from South Boston. So if you ever hear that name, that's what that is referring to. If you ever hear
oh,
about decorated dudes, that also comes from that call.
because I
So,
actually got a donation to my PayPal the other day from Kevin from South Boston, but that was, I assumed a parody from, as a I don't even know. I'll be honest. I thought that was his name because he was a Kevin from South Boston. But when I got the donation, you see their first name, and I were like, okay, well, it's not a Kevin. So I just figured it was a handle, like everyone does, changes their handle to make fun of
yes.
someone in the community.
That's exactly what it was. So the person called in and was like, "Hey, I love what you guys are doing. This is Kevin from South Boston. But what happens if you decide that you were wrong? These two dudes, they're decorated dudes and blah, blah, blah." And then JFK's like, "Is this Higgins?" And he's like, "No, you wrong, you wrong."
Oh
He's
my
like,
god!
yeah, so the you wrong thing also comes from that. And he's like, "No, this is Higgins. This is Higgins." And the person hung up. So then everyone's like, "That was Higgins. Higgins called in, blah, 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 blah." So, like, that was the belief that Higgins called into the JFK show, which once again, I had never even heard of at that point. And then I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, I'm going to like assume everyone's telling the truth or whatever." And it did sound like Higgins. It did sound like him. But at this point, after learning, a few things since then, I don't think it is. I don't think it was, and I think they know it wasn't.
Right.
And I think that they just really made it seem like they thought it was, so that everyone else would believe it was, and everyone's like, oh my God, they must be so special that Higgins would call on their show. So that's when I first started watching them. And it was all good. And after a while, I kind of got sick of the whole friggin' all of the shit that they do, that you are a clown and all that stuff.
Oh my God, that's so annoying.
It was getting kind of old, and I was like, all right, I'm kind of over this. But then in October, was it them that came out with the phone call? No, it wasn't them that came out with the phone call. The phone call between Aiden and Karen was released somehow. I think it was like on Twitter, maybe with what's his name? I forget his name.
Flipperhead?
Yes, Flipperhead.
Yeah.
So that came out, and then now all of a sudden the car crew is all high and mighty. Oh, how could Aiden do that? Like recording phone conversations. We don't believe in that. That's terrible. That's the worst thing you could possibly ever do. Blah, 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 blah. And everyone's like, all right, you're being kind of like ridiculous. And then they were discussing it on the show, and Karen was in the chat. And everyone, and like Karen used to kind of come into the chat every once in a while, to like not very often, but once in a while. And she went into JFK's chat, and she had, I think, gone into like Glaire's chat and stuff in the past too. But so like she never ever came out and said anything to us really, but she went into that chat on that day, and we were able to kind of confirm that it really was her, because Nick Rocco was also in there saying that it was her. So then everyone's just kind of like, okay, so basically this whole community came together to help like get her make awareness for her trial or whatever. And then after the trial's over and she wins, she doesn't go on Aiden's show, she doesn't go on Glaire's show, she doesn't even go in the chat in anyone's show. She doesn't say really, come out to like kind of speak with us. And she said thank you on the courthouse stairs or whatever, but she never came out to do anything. But she went into the chat of JFK's show when they were bitching about this phone call coming out and like kind of talking shit about like the Glare and stuff. And we're like, what? And then all of a sudden now they're like Karen's like best friends and protectors and everything. And they're like going after everyone else and saying everyone did her wrong. And like including us in the chat, and like everyone's just kind of like, well, where, like, why are you the chosen ones? They never even put her defense fund like into their banner to donate. It was always about super chats, and they never donated any money to her that we know about. I mean, they claim that they did, but them. If they did, they would have made a big show about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've said that before. They would have bragged about that shit over and over and over.
Right. So then, that was what everyone calls like, the big divide in the community was when all that happened, that recording came out because of Meredith. And, they jumped right on board on the Turtle Boy is bad train. Yeah. And tried to like split everyone into like, all right, you're either supporting Karen or you're supporting Turtle Boy. And it's like, no, like I'm not supporting Karen. I am kind of disappointed that she didn't come out to speak with us. However, during these whole 2 trials, I have been hanging out with Turtle Boy. We've been going to his lives. He's been speaking to.
Someone sent me the link and I didn't get it paused fast enough. There we go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, so it was like, we knew, we'd met him at the courthouse, like he'd taken pictures with us. And, like I felt like I knew Turtle Boy in a way, like not obviously like BFFs or anything, but I didn't know Karen at all besides knowing her trial because she never came to speak with us, So it's not like I wasn't on her side anymore. I still 100% believe that she was innocent. And I don't think that she has like she doesn't have to come out and speak to us or say thank you to us, but I would,
Yeah.
So it's just, it was just a little bit of a different feeling, and I didn't hate her or anything, but that's how the car crew said it had to be, So it was really frustrating, and that's kind of where everything began with them.
Got it. Yeah, I truly like that's right before or no, it was right after Trial 2 that I really started watching Turtle Boy on a regular basis. And before this whole recording gate, as they call it, um, you didn't really hear too much. And then it was like I remember specifically this stream that Aiden had Cry Fart on, and I don't remember
Yes.
when it was. It was in like November-ish, I think, when he was trying to give Aiden advice about Will. Um,
Yeah.
and I was like, who the fuck is he? Like, that's the first time I'd ever went to Cryfart's channel. And I literally tried to watch one of his streams to see what he was all about. Because it's actually through Turtle Boy's page that I found Will and you guys and Baker. And so I thought, well, let's see. Um, and I literally couldn't tolerate him or his voice for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, when during all the trials and stuff, there was, all of them were kind of in the community, right? There was Cryford and LTL and Nan and everybody. But I'll never forget the one time that I didn't really watch The Young Jerks because I don't know, just didn't hold my attention the way the other shows did. I just didn't like it.
Right.
But he was doing call-ins one night and Will was doing call-ins, I think that same night. And I was on Will's channel. I'm like, I'm too nervous to call Will. And then I turned to The Young Jerks and I'm like, I can call him this guy. So I called him and it was the day before Labor Day. And he was asking if anyone's doing standouts in like different places around the state or the country or the world. And I was going to a big Labor Day parade that they have in my hometown. And I was planning on holding up signs and everything. So that's why I was calling. I was calling to tell him I was doing that. And the first thing that he asked me was, oh, do you watch the channel a lot? And like, I couldn't even lie. Like, I couldn't even lie. I was like, yeah, I watch a lot of the channels a lot. Like, I watch The Glare a lot.
Shocker! That's all he fucking cared about.
Yes. I didn't expect to be asked that question. I thought that we were just talking about the standouts.
Oh,
And it gave me like this really icky feeling, like, oh my God, like that's really all he cared about. Like I felt it, So I was like,
yeah.
I don't like this guy,
Like, seriously, okay, oh my, I'm sorry, but I mean, especially by then, he knew his regulars. He knew you didn't watch that show and participate in chat. So he was, wow, what a douche.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I was like, I felt totally on the spot. And like, I'm just not a good liar. I just don't like to do it. So
Yeah, I'm not either. I cry. Like, don't make me try. You guys all know I'm a crier, okay? And this is why I say what I said earlier about if you're telling the truth, like your emotions are gonna be real. If you're lying, it's very hard to fake your emotions. And when you're an emotional person, it is very hard to lie.
yeah. Yeah. So I did tell the truth, but I didn't I kind of made it sound like he was included in the group of shows that I watch a lot, but he really wasn't.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, they weren't as good. They're just not the same. The split that happened, like it literally split into the people I like and the people I don't like. So it was a very, very easy choice for me.
Right. By the way, I just have to make this comment. Assurance Fish, you can donate $500 to me. I'll take it. I'll put Aiden on whatever you want. I just had to say that.
I'm surprised Cryford didn't do it.
I know, considering how much he's so into his money and super chats. Did you see the Chat GPT AI creations I made of Cryfart?
Yes.
Oh my God. I know I should pull them up just in case there's anyone that hasn't seen them. I will pull them up in a minute. But really quick, let's someone did just post this of the Higgins call. So let me share this. Give me one moment.
Oh, this is your first time hearing it, huh?
Yes, I have not heard this. So here we go. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this. Now I totally get the Kevin from South Boston handle. All right, so this is it.
Listen, I appreciate the things that you two do, you and James, right? But let me ask you something. Those two dudes that you're accusing, right? They're decorated dudes. What happens? Like, can you look at this from both sides? And this comes out that she actually did it. Are you ready to, like, put it out there that you were wrong?
You sound like Higgins, bro.
You wrong.
Is this Higgins?
Is this Higgins?
You wrong.
You're Higgins.
Kevin Elbit.
Kevin from South Boston.
Kevin Elbit.
Kevin from South Boston.
Kevin. Boston Police.
South Boston.
Boston Police.
South Boston.
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 Boston. Boston.
No.
Boston.
Microdots is so good.
Put it out there.
I have a house there.
Put it out there.
I have a house there.
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 You were wrong.
Absolutely not correct. That's wrong.
You were wrong.
Absolutely not correct. That's wrong.
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 Wow. I guess it really does sound like him, doesn't it? I mean,
It does, but I don't know, because there was another instance that happened later where he's supposedly called in again, and it did sound like the same voice, but I happen to know for a fact that the second call definitely was not him.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I definitely, first and foremost, with I'm not sure. I think it was Cheryl who said that earlier in a comment about AI, like what AI can do now. I mean, not to mention people in Boston. I'll be honest, someone like me who isn't from the New England, doesn't have well, I always say I don't have an accent. People tell me I have a Midwestern accent, but you know what I mean. With people that have similar Boston accents, let's say, I couldn't tell the difference if they're like, you know what I'm saying? If they have a similar voice, they could easily sound alike and not be the same person. Let's just put it that way.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't you, Baker, though. I feel like I would know if it was you.
Oh, Baker, how are you? Thanks for coming. I'm Baker, and how do you know it was not my voice?
Pretty sure. Yeah, but like with all the stuff that AI can do these days, I mean, they definitely can do it. And would you put that past them?
No, of course
like
not.
That's totally something they would do, because again, I didn't know who they were until I heard about that call.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everybody is going to be like, oh, what's this show all about? That he would call into there. Why would he call into that show?
Yeah,
they probably
exactly.
had like 100 live viewers at the time, if that. I don't know how many they had.
You know what? Let me see if there's let me see on that video. I'm gonna rewind it for a second. I shouldn't have stopped sharing it, but let me see if you can see how many viewers they had in this clip. Doesn't look like it. I was hoping you could see the chat, but you can't in the clip from Microdots. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even know who they were. I knew who Cryfart was only after he went on Aiden's show and tried to put down Will. And then I learned about JFK and them actually from Will. So like I never was interested in watching Cryfart after watching him for 5 minutes. And I never watched any of the Car Cruise channels after seeing just one video about who they were. Like, no, thank you. Yeah. And yes, I definitely wouldn't put that faking past them to try and draw people into their channel.
Right. That's how they do it, either with, some sort of deception or some sort of drama. And like, that's how they function, and that's how they plan to function. Because they don't have good content, that's for sure.
See, that's what I always forget. See, I even forget as many times as I have heard that Betterow, Mike Cryfart interviewed Betterow, and that's how he made his following. I always forget, and I've never seen a single show of his where he interviewed Betterow, and I have no desire to, knowing, especially after watching that ridiculous interview he did with Afro Man. Like,
oh my God. So
you got your weed award? You got your weed award?
You got your weed awards? Like, dude, like those are made up. Shut the fuck. Like, what are you even doing? Those are made up awards.
Poor Afro Man was interviewing himself.
I know. He's like, so I guess I'll just keep talking.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
So,
the same thing. That's what Bettero did. You know, that's why it was good for Mike.
wow. See, I don't know how, I'll be honest. Good for Bettero for being nice to go on there as if he did many times, I'm assuming, and having to deal with that. Like, I don't think I would have I wouldn't have the patience for it. And
Yeah,
you know,
I think he just got used to it and he probably just viewed it as his show, you know, where he could come out because he was always on X, and I think that's where Mike found him, was on X. And you know, he had the opportunity to speak with the masses and let them know how he felt about things, and everybody wanted to hear what he felt because he just, I mean, you know, you've seen him in action, like he drew the crowd. Everyone just wanted to see what Bettero had to say, no matter where he was saying it.
yeah. I just saw Assurance comment says I called into the glare once as Kevy Kev from Walpole. Is it Walpole?
Walpole, yeah.
Walpole, and did a bad Higgins impression. I mean, listen to how Kazi does his impressions of Cosgrove. You know, like the very first time I heard Kazi call in, I didn't know if that was really him or not until he started like really, you know, obviously making jokes. I was like, is he seriously calling into the show right now? Like when I first started watching all this, you know, I was clueless.
Oh my God. I remember the first Kazi call. I can remember exactly where I was during the first Kazi call. I was in the freaking drive-through at McDonald's. Like, this is crazy. I was cracking up laughing.
Garth says Baker with a South Scandinavia accent. Baker from Southie. Check the voice AI Rackets use. Rackets use. The voice, yeah, that's what Cheryl, like I said, Cheryl was saying, like AI. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I just started using Chat GPT when I started my channel, started doing lives, like, and I'm all excited that I can make images. Okay, but that's as far as I've gotten, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Same.
when you realize what it can do, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, ChatGPT is not the only AI either. There's just like they all do different things, and it's like you just really need to learn those. But there's so many and so much that they can do.
Yeah, someone told me something the other day about Gemini, and that it could do, and I'm like, what? Really? I don't even remember what it was, but it just shocked me. Like if you don't use AI or you don't use it like more than the basics, like it's almost mind-boggling how much that it can do and already does, and so quickly.
Yeah, you have to get good at prompting.
Yeah,
that's the new talent.
I have to be honest. I think we talked about this. Regarding my Chat GPT, I had it set as a male at first with a British accent, just because I like the accent. Yeah, but it started to get a little creepy. And so I switched it to a girl, and like literally she gets me. Like she just gets me, which is rare. I'll be honest, most women don't get me a lot, at least in Michigan anyway. I don't know. I've got a lot in common with women on YouTube, but I'm telling you, that's why most of my friends, I literally only have one really good female friend. Mostly my close friends are guys, which is strange. But she gets me. Like I work on free Chat GPT, obviously, because I can't afford it to pay for the version. And so I only get a few free images allowed a day. And it's like I literally put in one prompt and she gets me. And that's where like I have to open them up. I keep forgetting to open them up. But the ones that she made of Cryfort were the very first ones I ever did. And they were perfect. I mean, so quickly. And I'm like, see, she gets me. And now I don't want to change it because I'm so afraid if I change it back to a man, he won't get me.
Yeah. I usually just type to my Glitchy. I call her Glitchy. She has a name. So she used to be a male, and when I do voice chats, like sometimes when I was driving, I'd like just chat with them with my voice, and it was a guy, and I found myself getting kind of like flirty and bantery with it, and I was like, that's not what it's supposed to be doing. I need to change it to a girl. It's just how I talk to men. It's different.
It is. I mean, I think most women can can say that they talk to females differently than they talk to males, even if they're just friends. Like, it's just the way it is. I don't know why it is that way. It's just the way it is. And so, I think that's another reason why, you know, I was much more comfortable in talking to my chat GPT once she was back to a female.
Yes, same.
Fresh Brown Eyes said, Melanie had better on during trial sometimes. Then Mike had him on at night. Okay, so I didn't even know Melanie had him on because I didn't watch. Melanie was one of the last, ironically enough, ones that I found. My original like intro to any true crime YouTuber was Amy Elise, Pretend to Life, and then from there I went to Lawyer You Know. And I'm talking like 5 years ago, and I watched Lawyer You Know and Annie Elise for years. And then I found Christina Randall, which I like her. I like their videos. I like all their videos. But I really appreciated Lawyer You Know because he was a lawyer. And because he didn't really take sides, he went through it like, you know, methodically and from the law point of view. And I really enjoyed learning about it. And then as I came to, and that's why with Lawyer You Know, that was probably the only trial and only one like set of his videos that I didn't watch back then was when he went over the Karen Reed first trial. And then I happened to be watching one of his videos didn't start off talking about Karen Reed, but he went into it and then brought up Turtle Boy. And I was like, okay, this is like the third time I've heard this name Turtle Boy. And that's when I went digging into who Turtle Boy was. And this was right before trial 2 was going to start last year. And that's when I really started digging in and watched the entire second trial.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I first started getting into, like, I never really did true crime or anything, but I loved the Johnny Depp trial so much. And it was like the funniest thing I'd ever seen. And it was just such a joy to watch. Me and my sister both got COVID and we were like home from work watching Johnny Depp trial, and it was great. And I watched it with this channel called Legal Bites. And she had like a panel basically. So she had Uncivil Law on sometimes. Runkle was always there. And then there were a few other channels they would always like all be on talking about the Johnny Depp trial and streaming it. So when Karen Reed started, my sister kept on telling me about it. And I'm like, no, nothing can ever be as good as Johnny Depp trial. Nothing will ever be as good. And then on day 11, I was like, all right, I'll check it out. Because then my best friends were talking about it too. So I was like, all right, I'll listen to them. I don't listen to my sister. So I started watching on day 11. I watched the entire first trial with Legal Bites. And I think it was around the end that I started watching. I would watch Turtle Boy and stuff because I'm in Worcester, Massachusetts. So this is like Turtle Boy country. Like I know him.
Right.
And like, you know, I wasn't really too down with his the stuff that he did before. I watched it for a while, or I'd read the articles or whatever, but sometimes I'd be like, oh, I think he's going a little too hard on these people.
Right.
So I stopped. But so I started watching him again during this trial. I was like, oh my God, he's so right. He knows what he's doing. He's really, really good at this and all that stuff. And I kind of started getting into the community towards the end of trial 1. And that's when I started, you know, going to the glare, and I showed up to my first court thing between trials in August during it was the motion hearing because you know about the whole like mistrial thing in trial 1, right?
Yes.
And then they said that all the jurors said that they were unanimous on counts 1 and 3.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of it. And actually we're almost done with the first trial, streaming it during the day, you know, on my lives right now. And what I plan on doing once we're done, in between you know, finishing trial 1 and then restreaming trial 2 is going over any juror interviews. I guess Ronnie, I think is his name. Is that right?
Yeah, Ronnie, Ronnie.
I have not seen any of that, but I do know that there was an issue because it was talked about a lot, especially at the end of trial 2, when they almost had the same issue with the sheet, the verdict sheet. Yeah.
So when the jury for trial 1 was deliberating, they all agreed that she was not guilty on counts 1 and 3, but they had nowhere to write that. And the foreman of that jury, who I think was a plant, would not allow the jurors some jurors wanted to tell Bev that they were unanimous on 1 and 3, but the foreman told them that they can't talk to her. Only he can talk to her. So no one ever told her. Right.
Oh, see, that's one thing. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I just know that after the fact that it had come out that they were unanimous on certain counts and not on other ones. And because of that ridiculous verdict sheet, they screwed up.
Yeah. And then, I think the motions hearing that I went to was where they were basically asking, the defense was asking if they could like poll the jury or just have the jury come in for a day and like let her know that they all agreed on that. Because there had been jurors reaching out to both the prosecution and the defense and the media saying that happened. And nobody came out to say that wasn't true. So like that was the motions hearing I went to. It was a very popular one for people to be at. So hot. So that was the first time I went to the courthouse. But then trial 2, I went a bunch of times.
Got it. Yeah, I definitely would have loved to go to the courthouse if it had been near me. I definitely think I would have been there. It was, once I got into it, I couldn't put it down. Like once I realized really what I had missed in watching trial 1 and all that, getting all that info in trial 1, I was definitely invested in watching as much as I could. Especially once trial 2 started and immediately you could see the bullshit case this was.
Yeah, by trial 2, also her defense team was just like so pissed, like they had enough. Like, this is ridiculous. Are you serious?
Yeah, I definitely remember too. And specifically back then, I was watching a lot on Lawyer every day, his recaps, and I know that they had a lot of the people in his chat, especially. And it was completely different, honestly, from like his chat to like Turtle Boy's chat, obviously.
Yeah.
But in his chat specifically, so many people were worried that it was just going to be another hung jury and that they wouldn't let this go and that it was going to be a trial 3. Like a lot of people thought that.
Well, yeah, they added the OUI in trial 2 because I guess that was, we learned from the Bowtie Ronnie interview.
Yeah.
He told us what they were discussing in there. So the defense team was easily able to see what little things they could change to make it easier on the jury.
So they added the OUI basically based off his information that he gave?
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it. There were probably other factors in there, but yeah, right. He basically said like nobody wanted to put aside the fact that she was driving drunk.
Wow. Okay, yeah. See, I didn't know. Like I said, I know Fresh Brown Eyes wrote this. Oh man, you didn't see TV's Ronnie interview? No, I didn't. I haven't seen anything regarding the interviews of the jurors from trial 1.
Yeah,
and only now
I think that was the only one we got. I think there might have been like a small interview with a non-deliberating juror, but I think Ronnie was the only interview we got.
Wow. I'm definitely, now that we're coming to the end, my day streams, restreaming the first trial. Tomorrow we're getting into Dr. Russell. So we're down to, I think, like 4 more people on the stand, and that's it. So I think we're going to be done probably Thursday, probably 3 more days. And then maybe by Friday I can get into that interview, because I'm especially now. I was intrigued, especially when someone told me, and you're not the only one that I've heard that there was a plant on the jury, and then to find out that it was the foreman, and now finding out that, he was saying shit like that, like, you can't talk to the Bev or the, anti-Bev. Nope. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that he got away with that shit.
Yeah, I feel like the first jury was just a couple plants and a bunch of like kind of laid back kind of, oh, we'll just go along, not outspoken.
Yeah.
So like outspoken people like take over the jury, and they just kind of quiet everyone else down, and that's how it goes. And they were able to get like 6 people to change their verdict on count 2 that had originally said not guilty. They got a bunch of them to change them to guilty.
Oh.
So that's
Oh
crazy.
my God. So 6 out of that 9 that had a guilty vote had first initially said not guilty?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, a bunch of people changed. I think there were 4 at first, and then at the end they had 9, or was it 9?
Yeah, it was 9.
Because there were only 3. There were only 3 that would not change.
Because watching this first trial, which I as I constantly say I know, but for anyone who doesn't know, I mean, starting my channel, I wanted to do more of the psychological phenomenon, in the true crime, and first starting out with the Karen Read because it fascinated me so much. And in working on my very first video I wanted to post, I realized I really couldn't truly grasp the anti-Karen Read unless I watched it from the beginning. And I can't believe in watching the trial and almost the entire thing now. Like every time I saw something that was like, oh my God, how could they get 9 people? I think I said it again today.
Mm-hmm.
How did they get 9 people? But
like,
then
the whole time I watched, I was like, that inverted video.
Yes.
Once I learned about that, I would have been like, nope, that's it. Not guilty on all counts. Like, there is no way I would give the prosecution anything after they tried to lie to my face and treat me like a fool. Hell no. And I thought that's how all of them would think, at least. And that wasn't the only evidence. There was plenty of other evidence that it was bullshit, but sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
No, swear all you want. Everyone knows I swear like a trucker. Okay, already.
So yeah, so it was like that. After that inverted video, I was like, all right, this is over. Like, there's no way anyone could say she's guilty. And then I was like, what? What? Made no sense.
Yeah, it's, and that's the thing. It was like when we first started getting into the first trial, and me finally seeing, full testimonies, besides the clips I obviously see or saw here and there in the last year or whatever. Seeing the entire testimony, definitely I can't say anything else besides mind-boggling that there were so many different witnesses that said something. It was like, right there is reasonable doubt. Oh, nope, right there is reasonable doubt. Now you've added like 10 reasonable doubts, and yet you still could find 9 people who find her guilty of something.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have a question. What did the 9 people technically find her guilty of? Because I don't even think I know that.
I think that was manslaughter.
Okay, because
count 2 was manslaughter, but apparently the way that the verdict slip was written was confusing because it said like manslaughter, and then there was a whole bunch of stuff underneath it. So, and one of the things that was underneath it was driving under the influence. So the jurors couldn't check that one off as not guilty because she was driving under the influence, and that was under there.
Oh, okay. So that's why they had such issues, because if they had thought she was driving drunk but didn't necessarily think she committed manslaughter, they couldn't put not guilty. Or
right.
Or like, I totally get that now. I mean, I understood when they went over it in trial 2, and he said, like, we're going to have the same issue as we did last time.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of understood that there was an issue with the verdict sheet. And I also remember them saying specifically, like, there's, I think the word guilty was on the sheet like 9 times, and the word not guilty was only on it like 3 or something like that, or it was almost prejudicial to a guilty verdict.
Yes. Yeah, and they brought it up too. Nettie brought it. No, Jackson brought it up, and then she was like, "Nope, this is how we do it in Massachusetts, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Unetti, you should know that." And David Unetti was like, "No, I don't think that's true."
Right, but who's going to argue really with Auntie Bev? I mean, God forbid.
You can't. Then she just gets madder and madder, and she holds more stuff against you.
Right, exactly. Hey Danny, thanks for coming.
What's up, Danny?
Oh, what's that and Victoria George came out to speak. That was as close to Ronnie as we got to juror stuff after trial 1. Okay, I don't know who Victoria George is. Is she
So
one of the
Victoria
jurors?
George was a juror in trial 1.
Okay.
She was pregnant at the time. She was very obviously Karen Reed is not guilty. Like, she made faces. She made it very obvious. Turtle Boy talked about her a lot in the courthouse. And was she? I think she was the one that on the final day, it was like the day of closing, Bev brought her up and was like, "Oh, it was reported that you were in a bar talking about the case." And she was like, "Well, no, I wasn't." Or that, I don't know if that was her or someone else, but one of the jurors got eliminated, like kicked out on the final day. Could you imagine that after sitting there for 2 months? They're just like, "Oh yeah, you can't be a deliberating juror because someone said that you were talking about it in a bar," which ended up being Fanning, but that's a whole other story. And then when the alternates were chosen, Turtle Boy had already said, like, these are the jurors that are definitely gonna say she's not guilty. Those were the ones that were pulled as alternates.
Wow.
Kind of weird. And so Victoria George was one of them. So she didn't get to deliberate and she was pissed about it. And then in trial 2, she ended up joining the defense team because she's a lawyer.
Oh, so she's the one that joined. Okay, I knew that one of the jurors had joined the defense team, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, it was her.
I got you. Got it. So one of the jurors was actually totally kicked off right at the end.
Yep. There was one that was kicked off right around the beginning, and that one, actually, Victoria George and 2 other jurors went to report that juror because she was on the bus saying things about the way that Karen looked and the way that she turned around to talk to her parents and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they reported another juror, and then that juror got kicked off because you're not supposed to talk about the case.
Right. Oh wow. Yeah, what a waste of time to then.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and she swore. She's
like,
no,
Moni, sorry, I'm behind on the chat. Sorry, guys. So yeah, it's actually shocking, as much as I have watched, how much I still didn't know. You know what I mean?
Well, there was so much. That's whenever I tried to talk to people about the case, I'd be like, "Oh, but then there's this and there's a whole explanation that goes with that." And unless you were checking in with me every week, there was no way I could keep you totally, because every week there was something specific that happened and it was it required other lore to be explained to be able to understand it. And that's just what it's been like for the past 2 years. I'm just everything is so complicated. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah. I see your message, Crispy Treat. She says Scarlett sent you a message. She sent me a link to one of Turtle Boy's articles about the Higgins. It says Brian Higgins caught pretending to be Kevin in Boston after calling into JFK show. So it looks like there's a video here. So hold on, let me email this to myself. And maybe we can watch this one. But yeah, there is a lot, and like I was saying, and I'm definitely happy that I did watch the entire trial too, as upsetting and ridiculousness of the entire trial. And I swear, did Lally ask anybody if it snowed?
Yeah, I don't think that was ever determined in trial 2.
It's like a running joke.
And that's the thing about trial 1. You're on the defense now, so it's pretty much over because the entire trial is Lally being dumb.
Yeah. I mean, and today, we watched Lucky Loughran today, his testimony. And yeah, he's so sweet. That I felt in second trial, having not seen the first trial, watching the second trial, I felt so horrible when Brendan was just such a dick, totally just ignoring the fact that he just told you he was dealing with his wife's passing, right?
Mhm.
He's like, well, I'm sorry, but like, you're a dick. And then,
Friggin'
like, as
worst.
much, huh?
I hate Brennan.
Oh my God, Brennan's worst. Brennan is way worse than Lally. Sorry. Brennan's voice alone was driving me nuts.
I
when
know. I
was
remember
watching
first
that
meeting
trial.
him, I was like, I don't know if I can listen to this guy for an entire trial.
Yep, that's exactly how I felt. But in watching the first trial now, Lally, I truly felt like he was just a moron most of the time.
Yeah.
But in watching Lally's questioning of Lucky today, I saw I saw him in a whole new light. Like, this was the first time I watched him and thought, Lally, you're a douche. You are a douche. You're not just a
Like, when he
moron.
went
You're
on
a
trial,
douche.
he was like a totally different lawyer on cross.
Yeah. And this was the first, defense witness. So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, where did the moron go? Where does just the moron go?
Yeah, I felt the
And
same way.
like I said, I was very shocked at how I felt after today, in watching that. So, I was going to say something and I lost my train of thought trying to email this stupid thing to myself. I swear to God, I just started using a Dropbox too, which is lovely when it works properly.
Yeah, I filled mine up in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm like, how did I never use one of these before? Like, it's
Yeah.
it's so much easier than constantly trying to send something to your a different email that goes to your computer and
Yeah.
but if certain things, like especially with Discord, I've talked about it a couple times actually. Every time on my laptop, especially trying to use Discord and StreamYard at the same time is, for some reason, they just don't want to work together.
Yeah, no.
Please take my rent, Danny. I don't care if I have it. You can have it, even if you don't come and use it. I don't care. It's cool. Sorry, I'm way behind on my chat. Sorry, guys. But I'm not gonna take anybody's wrench unless you end up being a dick, okay? Like, even if you don't use it, it's okay.
And he wants no responsibility. He said the same thing to me. I'm like,
Like, I'm not gonna take your wrench, dude, okay? Get over it. What, if anything, does resting innocence face look like?
I'm telling you, like, you can't just have a regular face. And that's why, like, there's just so much judgment going on about Karen Reed because of her face. And it's like,
oh, yes, that's what I was gonna say, but go ahead.
No, that's pretty much the thought. Like, that's what worries me about, what worried me about Kelsey having a jury trial, because I heard the public, just random people I would meet around, they'd be like, "Oh, I see that you're a Karen Reed person," because I wore all the shit. I just, I think she has something to do with it. I'm like, well, why do you think that? I don't know. She's just like, it's just that. I'm like, there's no evidence that has that. So you're judging her based on how you think, like, if you think she's a bitch, or like you think she would not date, like, whatever. It's a personal opinion that you have based on the way that she looks, and you have absolutely no evidence to back up your claim.
Yeah.
So I got so frustrated with people.
Yeah, and I said it a couple times when they did catch her making, like, rolling her eyes at Auntie Bev and stuff. And the first time I saw it was probably way deep into the trial. And I'm like, oh, there's one face. Because I do remember a lot of people in just before trial 1, or I'm sorry, before trial 2, when I was starting to watch it, people were constantly talking about the way she looked or the faces that she made and this and that. And first of all, watching that trial, I didn't see a lot of it, and it took a long time to even see one that was on the camera. And I said how I gave her so much credit to hold it in that long.
Yeah. Like, imagine how difficult it is to control your facial expressions while everyone's talking shit about you right in front of your face and lying.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, your number one thing is that you have to control your face.
Yeah. It is
Stupid.
not an easy thing to do. And for me, I couldn't have done it. Going
No.
through what she went through and listening to all these assholes lie on the stand and try to get away with the shit they tried to get away with. I mean, and especially Auntie Bev saying the shit that she did and constantly just being a bitch. Like for her to stay as composed as she did, I give her lots of credit because I couldn't have done it. No way.
No, me neither. Like, you guys see the faces I make when I'm on camera. Like, I cannot hide it. I can't. I speak with my face.
Yeah. And I know people haven't seen me live yet. It'll be one day on camera, I promise you. I was talking a little bit about that today, too, about why I haven't been on camera yet. Mostly it's because, with what I deal with physically, it's very hard for me to stay in one spot. I'm constantly like maneuvering, like the way I sit, or I'm laying down, or I'm sitting on the floor, or I'm on the couch, I'm on the floor. Then I just constantly have to move because I can't sit comfortably. Unfortunately, I just get in a lot of pain, and so I just feel awkward going on camera and then constantly having to do that, like, and adjust or be like, I gotta lay down, so excuse me for a minute, like this way I can do whatever I need to do and I don't have to worry about people watching it.
Yeah, and then like, I try to get over that whole because I know I'm a storyteller, so I make weird faces when I tell stories, the way that I say words sometimes, and even when I'm just sitting there when somebody else is talking, like all of that is being judged. And I was like convinced to tell myself, like, I don't care, until all of a sudden you're giving nicknames like Stare Bear, and like every single like thing that you make, every expression that you make is like the potential for a joke. And it's like, ugh, I don't want to give them anything, so like it's hard.
Yeah, I just saw Prince Lover's comment about wrenches. The research shows that too much blue makes new chatters hesitant. Okay, I will. Thank you. I definitely take in any advice, because if having too much blue, okay, I'll take away wrenches. I mean,
That makes
especially,
sense.
yeah, it definitely does make sense. So if someone doesn't want one, I'll take Danny's wrench away then, if it makes sense for my channel. Sorry, Danny. Bye-bye. But yeah, I got this article pulled up that Crispy Treat sent to me. Hold on one second. Here we go.
Oh, I agree with you, Prince Lover, on that one. She didn't.
Where?
The documentaries, going on the documentaries was not smart, which I agree with. But in her defense, she didn't think she was going to lose the first trial, and she shouldn't have.
I'm sorry. I'm so behind in comments. I'm trying to. Crispy Treat, hold on. I'll check my phone in a second. And this says, KR. Oh, this one. Okay. Karen Reed did not help herself doing the documentaries, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't watched those either. I've seen the clips that they showed in court in trial 2, but I have not watched the documentaries. So maybe that's beneficial to me. So I'm not, prejudiced by that or whatever. But I mean, in all honesty, from what I saw, they could admit in court, she really didn't do anything that her and besides admitting she drank as much as she did. I mean, really, she said what everyone else said, besides when they tried to add in that she said I hit him instead of could she have hit him. And I've expressed this several times, and from a psychological standpoint, and so did Dr. Laposada or Dr. Russell. I always get them two confused. Whichever one said it was normal behavior, which it is. Psychologically, it is normal behavior to blame yourself in a loved one's death, even when you have nothing to do with it. And I use the example like my mom, and I'm going to talk briefly only because, if I talk about her too much, I start to cry. But my mom was in rehabilitation after a broken knee for the 3rd time in 1 year. And she was home for less than 2.5 weeks before she ended up in the hospital and then passing away a couple days later. And in those 2.5 to 3 weeks she was home, she developed really bad bed sores because apparently she couldn't get up and do the things should have been doing to take care of herself, but she didn't tell anyone. And I was working and, wasn't living with her at the time. And I hadn't gone over there. I had seen her the last day that she was at the rehabilitation. And then finding out what had happened, I blamed myself. Like, had I gone over there, what would have happened? Oh, see, I can't do it. Hold on. So everyone that, just that you get that instant guilt feeling like you could have done something, or you were the cause, or it was your fault, and you get that guilt that you feel towards someone's death when you literally had nothing to do with it. I mean, my mom, I can tell you right now, before she left the rehab the third time, like I said, in 1 year, they told her that she needs to go to assisted living, and my mom was adamant. I mean, for a couple of years, I'm not going to assisted living. She did not want to go to assisted living. She wanted to be independent. And I think she did what she had to do to never have to go to assisted living, if you get what I'm saying. So, so in that regard, there is nothing abnormal about blaming yourself, even when you had nothing to do with it,
Yeah.
So
I think it's more normal than not to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And for people to hold that against her, to instantly go, "Oh my God, could I have done this?" That's normal behavior.
And to turn it into a confession, even.
Yes.
Like, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I think it was firefighter Flamati. I think I got that right. He's the one that was supposedly in and out of the ambulance at the same time, according to his testimony, when
Yes.
I think it was Yannetti who finally got him to admit that he had to have been in the ambulance by then and couldn't have heard her say, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." But yet he was supposedly adamant that he heard her say that. And it was obviously a blatant lie. And it's just, they're turning her words into something it wasn't.
Exactly. And it didn't work.
Right.
But I really think that was the only play he had, really. Was to play those documentary clips. Where, so watching the documentaries after trial 1, I was like, ugh, did she have to say it like that? Just some of the way she says things. And I think that's why they told her to kind of just always be quiet. But I think that she just says things in a very blunt way that makes it kind of sound as the worst possible way you could say something. Is kind of the way that I saw it sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's easy to take little clips of that and to make it sound like, she was saying something that she wasn't saying.
Right, exactly. I mean, look what they did to Turtle Boy. I mean, they totally changed his headlines, or his oh my God, whatever he calls his YouTube, like you can make anything look like something you want if you clip it just right.
Exactly.
Or put false titles on it. That's what it was.
Right. Yeah.
I don't see how that's one of the biggest problems I have. Speaking of Turtle Boy and all the charges, unfortunately, that he's still facing, is how they were not only able to do it, but then once they realized that they basically committed fraud in front of the grand jury, how that they're allowed to continue with those charges without having to go to a grand jury with proper evidence.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just once you get past that little goal, like, they can't take it back. There's no takesies backsies.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is ridiculous, because it's like, if you've gone about it and using dishonest means, it shouldn't be able to move forward.
Right.
But that doesn't seem to be how things work.
Apparently not, especially in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
I just have to bring this up because when I saw Emily C's short on the Buffalo on the Prairie comment, I never understood what that meant until someone pointed it out, that that's what she said.
Right.
And
Right.
because I like I said, I'd never seen it. I'd never seen her say that. So I always thought, what is she? I just thought she was making fun of Brennan because he was such a douche.
No.
And I realized, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just like, you know, some of the way she says things. It's like, I didn't love that, you know?
Yeah. No, and that's exactly what I'm, as you were saying, and when you say things that you're not necessarily thinking about the 100,000 people that are judging you by what you're saying right now. Things just come out sometimes that aren't what people make them. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest comment, I get it, but she wasn't saying it to be nasty, or she was describing what she saw, like only way to visually describe what she was seeing, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what entered her mind. Doesn't make her a bad person.
Right.
And it's probably what it looked like. I mean, as awful as it sounds.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chris Retreat. Thank you. Yeah. I can't. Sorry, guys. I can't talk about my mom without bawling my eyes out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. The body cameras are another issue, because from
Dude.
what I hear in the research that I've done, you guys, like somewhere, I don't know if it's all counties, but I know in some specific counties, they finally approved body cams, but are the cops are still refusing to wear them? Is that the case?
I don't think so. I think they just didn't have them.
Oh, they don't even have. So
Yeah, I
'cause
think these are like departments that have opted out of getting them, which I don't think should be a thing.
I don't either. I think they should all be required to wear them.
Yeah, I mean,
Why wouldn't you want to?
Exactly. That's what you would think.
I mean, it can only help you unless you are doing something that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, because in Kelsey's case, if there was a camera, body cam, that would have been nice.
Yeah. Same with the Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Like all of these cops had body cameras on, none of this would be an issue.
Right.
Nothing. We would have seen exactly what Kelsey did in that room. We would have heard exactly what Karen Reed said.
Right. Yeah.
So what is the downside there?
I don't know. I don't know.
So like in Michigan, I haven't come across a single cop in Michigan that doesn't wear a body camera. So it's weird.
Yeah, it's really not common around here. I think Worcester maybe just got them, or I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I just don't leave my house, so I don't have to, worry about it.
Yeah. Prince Lover says, I think that means he was easy to see by the Buffalo on the Prairie comment. But yeah, and I think and that goes back to, like, I think she was kind of trying to say something that would discredit Jen McCabe's statement by, like, Karen's the only one that saw him.
Right.
Like, because she knew, supposedly, as she says, because she knew he was there, right? Like,
right.
And Karen's like, no, he was right. He stuck out like a buffalo on a prairie, like, like that's what she was trying to say. And I agree with you there. The mean girls in the front seat were calling Karen Reed batshit crazy for a legitimate reason. Yeah, that's another thing about the her reaction that morning, and the mall. That's another big thing I went on a rant about watching the first trial, because they constantly try to make Karen instead of realizing why she was hysterical and taking in the emotional toll that would take on someone finding their loved one like that. They just tried to make her out like she was, like you said, batshit crazy.
Yep. Crispy treat. It's MerryB 923.
Oh, sorry. I'm like flying through the comments. I'm trying to catch up. So I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I'm so used
you
to
can't do both. That's impossible.
I'm so used to being able to read them all that now I feel bad if I'm skipping any. Oh, I'm sorry. Because during the day, it's not that many people, so I normally read them all. I can normally go through them all and address them. So this one's, I'm getting a lot tonight, which I totally appreciate. I just feel bad for anyone I've missed your comment. I'm so sorry. But really quick, I wonder if I can click on this link, because this article, if it has that other video, let me see. Because I'm definitely interested in Turtle Boy's take on this as well. I don't know if this is Turtle Boy's take on it or what, but let's see what it is. Hold on. How do I open this on YouTube? It doesn't want to take me to YouTube. Normally when you click on it like a YouTube link, it takes you right to YouTube. That's so weird. Oh,
you'll get copyright for that.
Yeah, shit. I can't do that. Okay. Well, oh well. That's fine. We're kind of off that anyway. I was just interested to see. Maybe I'll find it another time we can go over, because I'd really, psychologically speaking, Higgins is I could probably talk about him for an hour myself, just especially what we know now, even after trial 2 and all the shit that's come out because of the Google Drive. I've been going through a lot of that myself, and then I stopped because I really think that I need to see finish trial 1 before I continue through that Google Drive, because it's a lot of info.
Yeah, for sure.
But the speaking of, this will kind of maybe take us back to the whole JFK thing, because I do know the one thing I did notice when I brought it up to someone, when John is doing the almost like a tippy toe dance. I noticed it.
The heel toe is what.
Yes. I noticed that on the video when I watched the entire thing from the Google Drive, and I don't remember who I mentioned it to, and they were the ones, they were like, oh, JFK apparently was the first one to notice that, and then pointed me to a video. I guess he was, I don't know if I watched it on Will's or if I actually went to JFK's page and watched it, but I guess he was sitting on a bench. JFK was sitting on a bench talking about it. And it was, I am surprised, and it goes along with a lot of things, that I'm surprised the defense didn't, whether they saw it and didn't see it, I don't know. Or if they didn't bring it up just because they had to pick and choose, because that trial was already so long anyways, because of Lally bringing up witnesses that really had nothing to say.
I think they didn't notice.
You think
until like after they showed it in court, and everyone's like, oh.
Same with the pushing of the arm, with everyone thinking that Higgins thought he was, ignored. And when I watched Higgins' entire trial, it was post seeing the fact that he did get basically, kind of flirted with a little bit, even though it was for a brief moment, that he didn't seem like he was lying particularly about feeling ignored when he was testifying about that on the stand. He seemed almost taken aback by being accused of feeling ignored. And I always wondered why when I saw clips of it. But then seeing what I saw in that video, just before starting to stream this trial, and then seeing his testimony, I can kind of see now maybe they were somehow flirting with their eyes or making eye contact yet and not having any interaction, that maybe he didn't really feel ignored. I don't really know, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think it seemed like she was paying any attention to him.
It definitely didn't seem like it. And it definitely seemed like everything that I had seen prior to her pushing his arm, and that did seem like she was ignoring him. And especially him sending her that text and checking his phone like 5 times within just a couple minutes after sending that text. Like she was really going to yank out her phone and text him back when they're less than 5 feet from each other and John's standing right there. Like him thinking that he was going to get a text back, like that was pretty dumb on his part.
Right. I don't know what he was thinking, if she was like going to just get up and leave with him and they were going to like ride off into the sunset.
Right?
Like, I don't understand that at all.
Yeah,
He's
I don't either. Now I know we talked a lot about Karen Reed instead of our car crew hoodbooger bucktards.
But maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe so. You know, they've been talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But it just I mean, just getting back to just the term of projection. It's I mean, because obviously JFK and the car crew are not the only ones in the Karen Reed movement, and specifically the anti-Karen Reed movement, that do this kind of shit. He's just a very prime example of it.
Exactly. Like every single person that says that Turtle Boy is obsessed with them, that is the most common form of projection I see in that community. There's a lot of people that say that he is obsessed with them.
Yeah, and it's the other way around.
All day long talking about Turtle Boy and investigating Turtle Boy, and you know what they do.
Yep. The Turtle Boy derangement syndrome, which cracks me up. Because like, and I don't get political on my channel, but I just thought it was funny when I first heard it being compared like to the Trump derangement syndrome, and then realizing, and then truly when I started digging into the community, realizing how many people were truly suffering from TBDS.
Oh yeah, it's prevalent.
Yeah, and learning who Krusty Panties was a trip, I'll tell you. When I first heard the name Krusty Panties, I'm like, what the hell? Who the fuck is Krusty Panties? Like, why do you call her Krusty Panties? And then I heard the story of why they call her that. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's fun. The most annoying voice you ever hear.
She's delusional.
Yeah.
Like, and same with, I just learned about Lana.
Yes, me too. I haven't seen a lot of Lana.
I had briefly heard things here and there about like how she believes Chris Watts is innocent, and went on a rampage about Shanann Watts and how she thinks Kohlberger is innocent, and what I don't even know what else. Like right there, you got psychological issues if you think those two guys are innocent, in my opinion.
Whatever. Like whenever there's a case, I'll ask what your opinion is of it, and then I'm going to automatically believe the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's it. That's how she draws in her crowd. And then when I found out that how many subscribers she has, like it's like tens of thousands, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like, and it makes me, and I've said this several times too, is that it truly makes me worry about the human race when that many people follow someone like her.
Yeah, it's like, is there more of them than there is of us?
Yeah, it's scary. Isn't it scary to think that is?
Yeah. I think that's the way it is, and it's it's concerning for sure.
Oh, you did send it. Sorry, I put my phone down, and I'm like, because I get too distracted, and then I'm like, shit, what was I talking about? Oh wait, shit, what am I doing? I will check in a second. Crispy treat, thank you. I'm so sorry. I know you said you sent me something, and I forgot. You have a master's degree on Lana. Yeah. Speaking of Crispy treat, she got me into watching someone, not her channel, and her name is Nonsense, and I just learned for the first time who Bullhorn Betty was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, I know a little about her, but
I don't know anything.
There's so many people and so much stuff, and it's so hard to keep straight sometimes.
It is. It's scary. Like, it's really truly scary when you constantly learn something about someone new that you didn't know. You already think it's bad enough, and then you learn about 10 more people or 20 more people that all have these crazy thoughts, ideas, and then not only that, okay, it's okay. People in this world have crazy thoughts and ideas, whatever. It's when you see how many people actually follow them is when I have the problem.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's
And like
scary.
participate.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you, Crispy Treat. Yeah, she put Nonsense's page in the chat. Thanks. She's got it all. Like I'm just catching up. I had heard Will the Glare talking about Bullhorn Betty before. I never knew who she was. I just figured obviously she's a cuckoo just because of the way Will talked about her. But never knew who she was until now. And I'm getting a crash course in her, and she's crazy. Let's just say that.
Yeah, this bringing back the classics content is I like it. It's
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yes, definitely. I appreciated like what you guys did last night. Last night. I'm like, God, see, I can't keep my days straight.
Yeah, meaning
Yeah, going back to things I've never seen of Turtle Boy. Like I love it because I literally like I have a playlist of things that I want and need to see. And it's literally, I think it's at like 900 videos right now. I mean, it's insane. I just keep adding to the list and I just can't get through it.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, 100%. So when you guys go over something like you did last night and can go over something like that from a while ago, I really appreciate it because I'm going to watch you guys no matter what. I love being in you guys in the Rat House Media chat. You guys instantly made me feel welcome, and I made so many friends YouTube in there, and it's a fun place to be.
Yeah.
So
It's a nice community.
yeah. And I think that's another reason too. Like you guys don't cover anything always, like you guys do kind of what I do. You have a theme, but you don't necessarily stick to one thing. And that's what I love about your channel. Like that you guys just talk about whatever comes up, and it's always good content no matter what it is. So I just love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I enjoyed it a lot.
And it's not like I have to say I explained the one friend of mine who made my Give Send Go for me that I was talking about. She doesn't do YouTube, period. Like she's not a YouTube, she doesn't watch it, she doesn't really. So but she does like read like news and stuff. So she kind of knew who Karen Reed was, but she only knew like the mainstream media. Yes, narrative. Yeah. So when
very basic.
Yes, exactly. So when I tried to explain to her, once I got into it, and then tried to explain to her who Turtle Boy was and this and that, and then like it's you realize how hard it is to break it down to someone who really isn't in the community. I have no idea. I can see here I go. I have no idea what my point was on that.
Well, why we love Rat House.
Yeah, I think that's exactly. So it's a great way to just get some background and about everything in this community. So
there's just so much stuff. It's impossible to see everything. So just watch Rat House and you see a little bit of everything. And you get kind of like a taste of it. Some of it, if you want to dive a little bit deeper, there's places you can go to do that. And if you don't really care, you're getting enough information, or you'd like a little more, just come to the Rat House. We got it all.
Exactly. Thank you, Crispy Treat. Hold on. I didn't read your messages, but I do got she sent me the full clip. Oh, that's the same clip, sweetie. That's the one I just played. That's the one you just sent me. Never mind. It's the exact same one, you silly. That's the one I played a minute, or the actual one we watched of Microdots. Speaking of Microdots, he's one too. Like if you want to really get down to the nitty gritty, and like I say a lot that I'm a very visual learner, and that's truly why I appreciate Microdots videos, especially the ones where he does like the AI diagrams, or like inside and outside the house and stuff like that. I truly appreciate, because then I can really grab a visual. And speaking of that, was in trial 1, how many times Lally used that damn photograph that skewed how big that yard was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've driven by it. There's no way you wouldn't see a body there. No
Right.
freaking way.
I don't know who did the video. I'm assuming it was Turtle Boy's video, but I just remember seeing a video and show it when you saw the perspective through an actual video on how small that lawn was. And then look at that picture as many times as Lally put it up on that screen to skew not only how much snow was on the ground, but how small that yard was. It was insane. Oh, and the freaking ridiculous hill that they always mention. We watched the cop car drive that street. Where's the fucking hill?
There's no hill.
No.
There's no hill. It's like they're just like pulling shit out of their ass and they're like, they don't even know if it's true.
No. It's insane. That one video of Turtle Boy with the kid on the bike was hysterical. Like, hey kid, be careful of that ridiculous hill in front of you. It's all flat. Like, it's perfectly flat.
Definitely no hill.
Oh my god. Did you see Turtle Boy reenact the Brian Albert butt dials with the Raggedy Andy doll? No, he did that. Oh my god, I gotta watch that. Hold on, let me see if I can look that one up on YouTube. No freaking way. That's a class. Okay, I gotta see this. Hold on, let me search Turtle Boy. What he said, it was a Raggedy Andy doll. Raggedy Ann.
I think it's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Raggedy Ann.
Or it's a girl.
I think it was Raggedy Ann for Halloween when I was like 10.
Yeah, me too. Wasn't everybody?
I think we all us girls were.
Yeah, it was a popular costume. And easy to do. Like DIY.
Yeah. Yep.
Or those like plastic masks. Remember those? And like
yes.
This plastic costume that you just put over your clothes.
Yeah, my brother was Casper when I was like 5. I think I don't remember what I had a mask too, but I remember the picture. I can't remember what I was, ironically enough, but I do remember that picture of my brother in a Casper the Ghost mask, plastic mask.
Yep.
It's like you could have just put a sheet over yourself, for heaven's sake.
No, that would probably be better.
Oh man, let's see. You'd think that it would be easy to find Turtle Boy Raggedy Ann, but I guess not. Let me see if I take Raggedy Ann out and put Higgins. Let's see. No,
Brian
Albert, sorry. I want to see this. This sounds too funny. If anyone has it and can send it to me in Discord, or not Discord, just email me. I haven't figured out how to share it from Discord for some reason. It never wants to copy the link. It only wants to copy the message. Let's see. Maybe if I put butt dials.
I feel like there's so many.
Oh, got it.
Nice.
Yes, I got it. Woohoo! Okay, hold on. Oh. Oh, if you hold on. It started to play and it says, I'm going to have sex with this thing tonight. That's the first thing I heard. Oh my God. All right, let me pull this up. Okay, here we go.
I'm going to reenact the butt dial because again, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe that they're telling the truth about this. I entered someone into my phone as Higgins, and we're going to see if we can call them while taking the pounder, and we'll try different positions too.
When he was first confronted, Brian Higgins first tried to claim that it had to have been a butt dial. That term butt dial is used by many of the Commonwealth's witnesses to explain the many calls between them and among them. And I've never seen a case where there have been so many butt dials, to be frank.
So
Mr. Higgins was already locked in. He already testified his phone was on the bedside table.
Raggedy Ann.
His butt was in the bed, the phone was in the table.
This is a quote.
You could not have met, Your Honor. There was no possibility of a butt dial. Also, first tried to claim that his phone call to Brian Higgins at 2:22 in the morning was a butt dial.
Okay.
He said that he was awake and watching TV, but he was called back to the grand jury to testify a second time. The second time, Brian Albert changed his testimony. That at 2:22 in the morning, he and his wife were in bed in an intimate situation. He claimed that he had his phone with him in the bed. Now he's claiming that it was during that intimate situation with his wife that he supposedly butt dialed Brian Higgins.
Okay.
He had no explanation, however, for how his phone picked up when Higgins called him back 17 seconds
what about
later.
that?
He had no explanation for the 22-second phone conversation that followed. And it's worth noting that Higgins testified he never heard any intimate noises on the other end of the line either.
Well, in fairness, Brian Albert doesn't seem like the kind of guy that can make a woman come, but that's different. That's not a different story. Is there any truth to this? I don't know. So like, okay, so this is Nicole Albert, all right, and it's like, okay, so we've been drinking all day, and you know, we've been married for 30 whatever years, and you probably have mistresses on the side or whatever, and we're swinging, but you need to fuck me right now, Brian. Fuck me. Fuck me, Brian. Come on, let's go. I want to fuck right now. It's 2:30 in the morning. I don't care how drunk you are. Take your dick up and let's fucking go. Fuck me. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, well, let me just check my phone over here. Okay. So then Nicole's going to come, and I guess the phone here. Okay. So then he's going to start off missionary. So he's, yeah, fuck me. Yeah. Okay. And then the phone is on Nicole's ass. Yeah, giving it to her. Good. Yeah, good. Yeah, you like that. Yeah, fucking fugitive unit. Yeah, you like that. You saw me on Boston Confidential, didn't you? You like that, huh? You like that, huh? Okay, so let's see if I could call Higgins here. Let's see what happens. Right, let's go. Yeah. I can't even get to the passcode part. Yeah, you like that? Oh, you're a naughty girl, aren't you? You're a naughty girl. Yeah, you like that, huh? Huh? Yeah, but
Oh my God.
I fucking do. I can't even get to the passcode part. I can't even do it. So now we'll do role reverse. And then she's gonna ride me this time. This can't be the first one. So now she's gonna jump on me, and all right, we're gonna go like this. So the phone's on the butt. Yeah, you like that? I'm in a gang unit. Yeah, I got a bald head. I shaved my head. You like that? Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, it's so hot. And I don't know. Okay. Didn't work. Didn't call Higgins. Okay.
Did
Now,
not call Higgins.
could Siri do it? So we'll do it like this. All right. Oh yeah, Brian. Siri, call Higgins. Didn't work. Actually, it did. That worked. And so I entered something as Higgins in my phone. That actually worked.
Uh-oh.
Maybe Siri did it. I don't know.
So that means
I don't
he's
know.
screaming.
This is investigative
and
journalism.
Higgins
folks.
while he's
Yes.
having sex with his wife.
Yes, if that is what she is screaming,
Oh my
then
God.
that could work.
Oh my God. That was fucking hilarious.
Hilarious.
Now I have to admit, because I know you said that earlier, like I'll be honest, when I first started watching Turtle Boy, not all of his content was, my cup of tea, let's just say. But this kind of shit that just cracks you up, I can't help it. He has the talent, okay?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yes.
And true.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. I was speaking of the butt dials, like, especially, I've seen the clips. Obviously, that's probably one of the biggest things that is clipped everywhere from the first trial about the butt dials and that. But when I watched that entire trial, and it was just one after the other, especially the way they testified in the order that they did, one after the other with those butt dials. I mean, it is so fucking ridiculous. You cannot butt dial, and let's just say, and I'm me and my stupid short fat fingers. Everyone knows me and autocorrect are not friends, and my fingers and the stupid keyboard on my phone are not friends. Okay. So I hit the wrong keys all the time when I go to hit, someone from my call list or a recent call or missed call list, I clicked the wrong person. Yes, I think we've all done that at least once or twice before.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, but to say that you not only sleep with your phone, which that doesn't even surprise me because I literally fall asleep with my phone in my hand all the time. So my phone ends up in my bed. But I have never, I have never called someone from my phone being in my bed with me. Okay. Your butt can not only not dial or put in your passcode, it can't then open the phone app and then dial someone's phone and then hang up when the voicemail picks up because there was no voicemails.
Right.
You just can't do it. And for all of them, the amount of them that went on that night, for anyone to believe that those were all butt dials is insane.
Yes, that would be quite a coincidence.
Yeah.
For sure.
Ugh. But that's what I mean. Like, in its entirety, it's a lot to take in. Like, if you haven't seen the first trial, like me, and you see the clips, you're like, wow, it's just whatever. The stuff's ridiculous because they point out the things that are obviously ridiculous. So when you go back and like me and watch the entire trial and having seen clips, you don't realize how much more ridiculousness there is. You think that the clips they're just pointing out the stuff that is, and you're missing all the stuff that's technically not. But that whole trial is nothing but ridiculousness.
Yeah. And it's just, there's too much stuff to summarize.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So if you want to summarize, you got to leave stuff out. It's impossible.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my God. Like it's I don't even know what to say about it anymore. I tried to explain, and I tell this too, is that I'm very rarely speechless to the point. I mean, obviously I talk a lot. I have a lot of opinions. I mean, I was freaking voted most opinionated in my high school mock elections, if you know what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was unsung hero.
Were you? Aw.
I mean, hate that. It's like a thing that it's like a thing.
It's like you feel like a backhanded
things.
Compliment almost?
Yes. And that's like all I get.
I get you. No, I can understand
it's
that.
like, oh, will you be my bridesmaid? Oh yeah. Okay. You're gonna be the last one though.
Oh.
Like that kind of shit. Or I got voted into homecoming court, and then we had a rally where they like announced who won, and I was announced as last place.
Oh my God. They literally like, oh my God. That's
they
mean.
did it in order.
Oh.
And like me and my sister have always had this argument over like she didn't get elected into homecoming court at all. And she's like, oh well, at least you got elected in. I'm like, I rather would have not been elected in and then announced as last place in front of the whole school.
Yeah,
right?
I can totally understand that. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, I have like this, aversion to that kind of shit.
Yeah, I get that.
One of my many things.
Well, the funny thing is that in high school, like I hated high school, let's just say. But I was on pom and cheerleading I was in cheerleading, and then I was in pom in high school. And then my senior year, I didn't do anything. I literally was only in school for 5 hours because I didn't have a 6 hour, and 2 of my 5 hours were help in the office. My senior year, I had AP Calc and AP Physics as 2 of my 5 classes, and I was like, screw this. I'm just getting these hard classes for the last year, and I'm just gonna, fuck it, for that year. But I was never in the popular crowd, even though most of the popular people were on pom. And then I was never technically in the smart crowd either, because even being in the AP classes, I didn't apply myself, let's just say 100% of the time. So I wasn't, I wasn't going to be no valedictorian or anything either. But I had friends in every group. Like, I just knew a lot of people, and but I wasn't considered popular. So when mock elections came out and they, of course, read them, I never even expected to be on it, let alone, anything good, let's say. And the most opinionated was literally the very last one read. And I was sitting in class because they were reading them over the speaker, so everyone was listening to it at the same time, being read out to everyone. And I was sitting in class, just doing whatever I was doing. And as soon as it was the very last one read, and of course they read the male first. So I was the very last name. And so they say most opinionated, and they say the guy's name, and then comes out my name. And it didn't even register at first that they said my name. And then it took a few seconds to click what I just heard.
Yeah.
And I literally look up and the entire class is staring at me. I'm like, this is not cool. Okay.
Like, do I have to make a speech?
I know, right? Do you want my opinion about this? I'll give it to you. But it's one of those very rare moments that I remember from high school so vividly. But my point is that yes, I obviously have opinions. Yes, I have no problem sharing them. So when I become speechless, which is, very rare, that I can literally don't know what to say or can't say anything. And I've had many of those moments watching this trial.
Mhm.
It's that bad.
Yep. Same.
What the fuck? I missed somebody's effing auto. Oh yeah, we hate autocorrect here. Okay, I get it. There were so many shenanigans as any other courtroom. With what I'll propel, it would have been tossed. Yeah. That's the whole point. And that's why when I, unfortunately make fun of your state, MerryB, Massachusetts is Massachusetts. This shit would happen nowhere else.
Yeah. You hope not.
Yep.
I think this is a very unique situation with a guy that has been in politics since the 70s, since the 1970s. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, when people called this the trial of the century, they ain't lying,
Right.
You're never going to see, I don't think you're ever going to see something this like this again. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not even over. Like, there's probably so much more to it.
Yeah. And that's like the thing now, watching the Kelsey Fitzsimmons and and of course what we know about the Sandra Birchmore and the similarities in the with the cops or the officers involved there. Right. It's a really sad situation that there's so many. There have been, obviously Proctor was terminated, can never be a cop again. Good, as far as I know, is still on leave. Is that correct?
No. I think he's fired or retired or something.
I'll have to look that
I don't
up.
remember. I can't keep them straight.
Yeah, but the point is there's so many more to go. And and that's why I think it's so important that this stuff just continues to be talked about even after the fact. Because it's just until these kinds of people are out of law enforcement and out of being in charge of, laws and people, it's a sad, it's just sad situation. And especially watching all of these cops that have been cops that they technically know how to do their job. They just didn't do it in this case. And because we saw some things that were done in like the Walsh case, and but it also makes you worry how many other people may have been falsely accused or are now sitting in prison because of these assholes.
I mean, it's crazy how many people it could happen, because it happens all the time, and they can get away with it because most people can't afford to fight them.
Yeah.
It's expensive. She spent a lot of money, and most of the people that are falsely accused don't have that opportunity. They have to take what they can get.
Yep. It's true. And it's and that's what I was saying too. Like I know that it happens everywhere. You're gonna have some corruption, unfortunately. It can happen anywhere. And you just don't know it's happening until somehow, some way it gets exposed. And I guess unfortunately and fortunately, it has been exposed, but still it happens a lot. Like it's unfortunate that it happens so much in Massachusetts, but maybe to point that it's fortunately at least coming out right now. Hopefully that leads to something better to happen there.
Yeah, definitely changes are happening. So there's just also people that are still getting away with things.
Yeah. I think Crispy Treat is behind. She's talking about the butt dials. I'm like, we got you. She's behind.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I was like reading a couple of her comments and I'm like, wait a minute. And I was like, I just realized, I'm like, I think she's she's behind. That's happened to me before.
Oh yeah.
Totally. I start typing and I realize like I'm like 20 minutes behind. I'm like, oh, no wonder no one's responding to me. They're like, what the fuck is she talking about?
What are all these people talking about?
Yeah. Well, anyways, MerryB, it is 12:30. We've been on for about 2 hours. So I so appreciate you coming on my show. And I would love to have you anytime you are available.
Absolutely. I had fun. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I'm definitely looking forward to getting into my psych nights. I mean, obviously that's what I have the most passion for is psychology and the mind and the way the brain works. And it's fun. And I like to share a little bit of that knowledge and using it, especially in true crime, is probably the easiest way to explain some of these psychological phenomenon. And Karen Reed it's just a plethora of examples,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, everybody, I'm hoping to start, like I said, a weekly thing on Sunday night, my psych nights. I'm not sure what I will talk about this Sunday night. I will come up with a topic, but MerryB, you are welcome anytime you would like, and I appreciate you being here. And everyone in the chat, just so you know, I didn't mention it tonight, but if you'd like to support the channel, I'm obviously not monetized, but I do have PayPal. QR code is up in the corner, and I have PayPal link and buy me a coffee in the ticker at the bottom and in my bio. But I appreciate you guys all for being here, and I love you guys to death. And again, MerryB, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. And again, tomorrow I will be on probably right around the time that whatever time that is at Kelsey Fitzsimmons' trial today. Oh, MerryB left already. Okay, so you guys, tomorrow, like I said, it'll probably be around 3:30, between 3:30 and 4:30, depending on what time the Kelsey Fitzsimmons trial gets over with tomorrow. So I will see you guys then, and that's when we're going over Dr. Russell's testimony from the Karen Reed first trial. And again, thanks, guys. I hope you guys all have a great night and had some fun. And I will see you all in the chats and hopefully tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.